What's good, y'all? It's King of the Root back with another video, and I'm gonna give you guys the option if you want this topic to go further and deeper. The topic is Brittney Griner. As we all know, that recently she got out, and it was an exchange for I forgot what the nickname they gave the guy. It was Death something, but I guess apparently this motherfucker who they switched her out for was a badass motherfucker when it came to crime, and he may be somebody who I believe from what they're saying he's somebody who was actually a threat to a lot of different countries, but especially ours, and I believe they said Africa. Right off the back, once they said the numbers or how many days she had been locked up, I knew right off back it was a ritual and it was on bullshit. I believe they said she had been locked up for 294 days. 294, 9 and 4 is 13, 13 and 2 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. There's their numbers they had to show you from off the bat because it's the elite and she's famous and she's a pro athlete. Not only that, I keep looking at her and I was like, you know, it's funny that she played basketball and she's a woman, and a lot of times those women who play sports that we may say were more men would play, like football or basketball or hockey or anything like that are like more men associated. We know a lot of those women look very masculine in their built and whatever, but I keep looking at her fucking neck, and her neck looked like the bitch got an Adam's apple. And I was like, are they pulling tricks on us? So was Brittney Griner already a man and now they're trying to say she was a woman? Which wouldn't make any sense. So right off back, she's really not gay. She would just be straight. She would just be like a transsexual. But she had a long ass neck, and I went to go look through her pictures because up until this time, with all this bullshit going on with her, like a lot of people, I didn't even know who the bitch was. I never heard the name. But when I look at her neck, I'm like, it's giving me very Adam's apple. It's very long, but like I said, she is athletic and she is 6'9". So that's the only reason why I'm gonna let certain shit pass with her with these features, because it's giving me very much biological man. But like I said, now that I know that she's 6'9", of course the bone structure is going to be different. If you've ever seen somebody in person who is that size, things are just different. Things are bigger. Things are elongated. Things just look different, and I understand it. You know, average size for people we know is like in the 5 feet area, in the 4 feet area. When you start talking about 6'5" and 6'6", you know, things are going to look a little different. It may be a little odd. But it had me thinking, another one who has the same exact neck is Nikki Hilton. I remember watching the show, I guess for Paris Hilton when she was getting married, and Kathy Hilton came over, and both the daughters were talking about whatever, and Nikki Hilton was talking about her husband, and how they got married, and whatever. And I was looking at that bitch neck, and I was like, is that a fucking Adam's apple? Or is it just this bitch is very, because they're very skinny. They're definitely the old school skinny, not what these bitches call skinny nowadays. Like, they're the old school skinny, the I'm anorexic skinny, you know, on that type time. But I was looking at Paris Hilton's sister too, and you know, cause it's a bitch out there who's into conspiracy theories, and she believes that, you know, she had broke down, I think the porn video was A Night in Paris. You guys remember that from back in the day with Paris Hilton. And damn, now I wish I remembered that site, because it's actually a website, and they cater to this type of stuff with the New World Order and, you know, conspiracy theories and Hollywood and Hollyweird and whatever. And she was she was breaking down the porn video, and she was saying, you know, like, it was a point in the video where I guess the guy was getting ready to penetrate Paris, and Paris was talking in that voice she talks with, and she was like, oh, that hurts. And she was like, you know, the reason why it fucking hurt, one, it's not going in her pussy, it's going in her butt because she has a dick. And then two, well, actually, there's really not no two. That was the whole 1 and 2 right there. But that's why she was saying it hurt, because it was not going inside her pussy, which would be moist and which would be wet. And it's not like this motherfucker had some big ass hung ass dick, you know, like he was hung like a stallion. He was pretty average. It was the fact that she had a butthole. And what was funny in her video, which kind of almost seemed like, you know, her point was almost validated, or I could see where you guys could actually believe her point on this one, where she was trying to say, you know, Paris Hilton is a man. When it came to the penetration scenes, they didn't really get up on her getting penetrated, if I remember it clearly. Like, Because even in that scene when she was like, ow, it hurts, like, they had her in a weird-ass angle where you really couldn't see what was going on with the vagina and the penis. Which I wouldn't be shocked if these people are not the sex that they're saying they are. But Brittany Griner, it just didn't make any sense to me. I'm just like, you know, if you're already a male, what the fuck do you... It just didn't make any sense to me. So you're a lesbian female, but you're really a male? And then with Paris Hilton, or with Nikki Hilton, when I saw her, I was like, they're very beautiful, but that bitch neck long as fuck. You know? And it's so funny because they look like Kathy Hilton in the face, but why are they so lengthy when it comes to height? So like I said, if you guys really want me to go in and break down Brittany Griner and really, really go in, I will do it. But right off back, we know it was bullshit. And from what people are saying, as far as their opinions, it seems like the trade they made as far as Brittany Griner and this man, this other inmate or this other criminal, it wasn't worth it. And we could have put ourselves in a very dangerous place. But we all know, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna tell you really what it was. Brittany Griner from the get-go, we already know it was on bullshit once we seen how many days she was locked up when she was released. But 9 times out of 10, either Brittany Griner was in on this story and knew it was up, or she wasn't, but that's besides the fact. But 9 times out of 10, they set the story up so they could do this whole swap because they've been wanting to get him out legally anyway. And I guess they wanted to do things legal for once because they do what the fuck they want to do anyway. The higher ups and the elites, and what some of you call the Illuminati, they do what they want to do anyway. But I guess maybe they wanted to do this swap out legally. And I don't think of it, you know, I'm picking up more information. It wasn't even the fact that they wanted to do it legally. They had to do this trade in front of us, so then when things go down with this criminal, this man they just, you know, did the swap with Brittany Griner. So when his ass decides to blow up something or fuck something up, now we know he's released. Because had it have been a different way, they would have had to put, you know, this inmate escaped, and after he escaped, he had planned to go nuke Russia, okay? And they would have had to set the story up where they would have had to talk to the inmates who knew him, or they would have went in his room and said, we found this journal, and in his journal he had been planning since 1999 to blow up the Twin Towers or whatever, you know? They had to set the story up, but now they can already set it up, and they're already getting our minds ready for whatever they're going to use this man for. Because I can guarantee you he's probably not locked up. And if he is, he's locked up in something that is governmental and in some place where they can pick his brain. And like I said, they can use him on the low to do criminal acts. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's the whole reason why this even went down. We don't need to be focusing on Brittany Griner. We need to be focusing on this man and not the stuff we already know. We need to figure out why this shit went down in the first place, because we know it was on bullshit for this weed pinch she got, you know, she got charged with or convicted with and she was in prison for. We knew that was on bullshit. It didn't make sense. And people had brought stories out from the past where people had more weed or more THC and they did less time. And, you know, people were trying to make it about race because one of the girls they were talking about where the same situation happened, or it was very similar, it was a white girl. So everybody was like, you know, this is how the system always does black folk. But now it wasn't even that. Like I said, this was bullshit from the get-go, and they needed to use Brittany Griner for whatever reason. So now, just watch the next few months. Not only will she probably be honored with some kind of hero badge or something like that, we'll have to listen to the bullshit with all the stories about how she was locked up and what she went through. And then, like I said, you're going to see her career take off even further 9 times out of 10. Either on the low or in front of us. But it was on bullshit. They wanted this man out of jail, or they wanted to take him back to Russia for whatever reason. They had to put it on the news so that we know, and we knew what was going on. And that was the whole, you know, point behind it. It was all about making sure that the public seen what was going on for whatever reason or for whatever is to come. So like I said, I will break it down. I will do more research on this man. But that fucking name they gave him, the death, whatever, the death, you guys know what it is. I'm not fucking with it. And the whole shit with Brittany Griner, it's on bullshit. And the numbers tell you what it is. So I don't know if she was in that prison because they needed to reprogram her or they had to clone her or whatever the fuck was going on. But like I said, the Brittany Griner part is on bullshit, and you really don't need to focus on her. She doesn't matter. This man who they let out and or not let out, but who they swapped her with, that too matters. And like I said, we can look at the crimes and it's not adding up. His crimes are just too way up there for them to swap him with her. They could have found somebody else. Fuck that. There's no way. So this is King of the Root back with another video, and I will do like I said, if I get the right amount of views and comments on this, I will do the Brittney Griner real breakdown and really see what the fuck is going on, because it's some bullshit, period.